Welcome to today's video. I'm going to show you a cool little trick that I learned on how to get alerts on options contracts as they're coming in real time. So what you're going to need to do is open up Microsoft Excel as I have here on my screen, and also have your Thinkorswim opened up, and we're going to use ES futures for this example because it's market after hours. It's a Thursday. So this is the only thing that's getting action that I could think of, so I'm going to use this. So I'm only going to pull this Friday expiration, April 25th ES futures. And for this example, the way I have it set up and the way I'm going to put this video together, you're going to have your options chain set up the way I have it. So if you go to right here under options chain and you highlight the layout format right here, you want to go down to customize column sets and make sure that your setup has it like this, where you have delta, gamma, implied volatility, open interest, volume, and vega. Not that it's of any importance, but this is just the way I have my layout and how it's going to transfer over to Microsoft Excel. So in order for, if you're following along, for it to work, you're going to have it set up the way I have it. So delta, gamma, implied volatility, open interest, volume, and vega. And that's it. That's all I have. And then I'm going to click OK. So that's pretty much your setup. So you see it right here where my mouse is delta, gamma, implied volatility, open interest, volume, and vega. And then you have the strikes in the middle, and then you have the same thing over here on the right, delta, gamma, implied volatility, open interest, volume, and vega. So we have this here. Now we're going to go over to the top right next to the gears icon, click there, and we're going to export this to Microsoft Excel. Okay, so you're going to click export to Microsoft Excel. You'll see the pop-up in blue saying that it's been copied. So we're going to now get away from this and open up our Microsoft Excel. And once you have a fresh sheet open, you want to go over to cell B, and this is where we're going to paste what we copied. So I'm just going to paste what we copied from Thinkorswim onto cell B1, and you'll see the whole options chain transfer over, and it's updating in real time as you see it on from Thinkorswim onto Excel. Now, what this code is going to do is whenever there's a bump in volume within 5-second intervals, it's going to show you an alert on the screen. So if there's a big options play coming in, you'll get the alert in real time, meaning, let's say for this example, we're going to put alerts of 5 only because it's after hours and there's not a lot of volume coming in. So whenever, for example, let's say the volume on this, if this 2000 strike goes from 0 to 5, I'll get an immediate alert. Okay, so just follow along. Let's go over to the next step. So after you got this pasted, you're going to go over to Developer and click on Visual Basic. After you click on Visual Basic, you're going to see this pop up. Okay? You're going to go to Insert and then click on Module. And you'll have a pop up here. And here's where you're going to paste the code that I have. And I'll leave this code in either the comment section or the description. I know in the description it might not allow me to leave it there, so I'll probably I'll pin it in the comments section. So anyways, let me get the code and I'll paste it here. And then after the code is set, I'll show you how to run it, and then we'll test it in real time so you know what I'm talking about, like what this is supposed to do. So I'm just going to copy and paste the code here, and then there you'll have it. Okay, so in this example we're going to use alerts whenever the volume changes, increases by 5 in 5-second intervals. So you'll see that here where I highlight 5. If you want to change this to 50, You just got to go back to where the 5 is and change it to 50. So you see where the 50 is here. I can change it to 50, and just that area, nowhere else. But for this example sake, let's just keep it at 5. I mean, you can change it to whatever number you want, 100, 500, depending on what you're trading. If you're trading SPY, you want to probably do it in bigger numbers. If you're trading SPX, whatever the case. So anyways, I got the code pasted here. I'm going to now go on to, I'm going to make sure module is highlighted on the left. Click on this green play button, right? You're going to click play, and you're going to highlight start SPX volume monitor, and then click run. Okay, so when you do that, you can go ahead and close this Visual Basic screen. So just on the top right, just click X. We've already clicked run. It's going to do it in the background. And now we have our Excel back to the main page. So I'm going to just go and select a random cell. So let's just say I'm right here at the on cell 274 where I have the 5600 strike. Okay, I'm going to just highlight this in yellow. You see that, sorry, let me go up here. Row H is my volume for calls, and row X is my volume for puts, and then my strikes are in row O, row O. So I'm going to go back to that 5600. Boom, whoop, there you go. You see an alert right here. It says put volume increased by more than 5 at the 5530 strike. So I'm already getting alerts. Call volume increased by more than 5 at the 5580. So you're going to start seeing alerts. So if I were to just manually do this myself, let's just say I go here and we're at 897 volume, and I change this to 1000, I get an alert. It's saying that call volume has increased by 5 at the 5600, right? So this is what this is going to do for you. So if you're sitting there and you're trading throughout your day options, and you're looking at the 0 DTE for SPX, SPY, whatever it may be, as long as you have this code running and a volume increases by whatever number you put in that code where I showed you how to change the number, it'll give you that alert. So if you were to test this out during a regular trading hour, I usually trade SPY or SPX, and I'm looking for like increases of 500 in 5-second intervals. That's telling me like, okay, there's a lot of action coming in at this strike, at this number or whatever. And you know, so it's a pretty cool indicator. So if you guys have any other ideas of how I can fine tune this or how we can utilize this to our trading advantage, write it down in the comments. I'm just trying to share what I know. I'll leave the code in the comments. Again, it's 5-second intervals. Whatever number you choose, you have to make sure that you change it exactly where that code is. Do not leave any spaces or anything extra. And in that 5 seconds, it doesn't mean that you could test it out. So if you put 0 on a volume and then change it, you know, to show increases of 5, if it increases by 4 within that 5-second time frame, it won't give you an alert. Within that 5 seconds, let's just say it increases by from 0 to 4, and then from 4 to 6. So it went 6 numbers, but in 2 different sequences to get there. It still won't give you the alert from what I think when I was trying to play around with it the other night. So it's basically whatever number you put, it's going to get to that number or higher, it'll give you the alert. So sorry if I confused you, but kind of rambling on about this. I think you got the idea. So use it to your advantage. Hopefully, again, if you have any questions or any suggestions, let me know. We'll work on it together. The code will be in the comment section. I'll pin it if I can't put it in the description. And yeah, good luck. Best of luck out there.